Hey everybody, Tony George, DocSports.com. This is a Week 5 NFL opening line report. I'm doing something a little different than I've done. I'm taping this mid-morning on Monday, be up later on Monday afternoon here on our YouTube channel. I have, other than the Thursday night line, I have not looked at one single NFL line for this upcoming week. So I'm just going to pull them up and you're going to see my initial, candid, frank, raw reaction, maybe some early leans, comment about the games and what happened last week a little bit in an uncensored manner. Although this is family entertainment, we'll leave the cuss words out of it. Have a Pepsi with my peeps and go over lines in week 5 for the NFL. Let's do it, shall we? Let's go ahead and pull them up here. And this is the first time I've seen these. Here we go. The only one I do know is Tampa Bay Chicago on Thursday night. Opened up at Tampa 3, 45.5, and it's up to 5.5 and 44.5. One thing you will notice, you're seeing a little bit better consistency, a little bit more chemistry on the offensive side of the ball for Tampa Bay. Defensively, I still have a lot of question marks. And, of course, Chicago with Nick Foles. I guess we found out a question mark. How good is Indianapolis' defense? They held them to 11 points. I had the under in that game for a premium play and got the win there. 5.5 is a real bad number to lay. Although I'm unbeaten on Thursday nights and I have the last 2 games taken the road team on a short week, I'm not willing to lay 5.5 there. That's going to take some work. Total looks a little suspect. Chicago put up more than 11 points in this game, and Brady gets clicking. Who knows? Carolina, Atlanta. Atlanta's laying 3.5 at home against Carolina. Matt Rule up for Coach of the Year right now. Badly, and I mean badly, outcoached Cliff Kingsbury, much to my dismay because I was on Arizona in that game. Much to my dismay. And Teddy Bridgewater continues to be an ATS machine when he's quarterbacking a team. And, I really don't know what to make. Let's see what Atlanta does. I'm taping this before Monday Night Football. Obviously, they're playing Green Bay. Don't know what to make of Atlanta. They just find ways to lose games. They simply find ways to lose games. Carolina's a dangerous team. But they're winning games without McCaffrey. I mean, that's a good coaching job. Cliff Kingsbury got his ass coached out of the stadium. Didn't not have his team right defensively. They were terrible. Carolina just exposed them at every turn. They were falling forward for 6 yards a play. I mean, it was ridiculous. I can only look at Carolina there. Kansas City laying 12 against Las Vegas. How double-digit favorites do this week in the NFL? Question answered. Total 57. Kansas City's playing here Monday afternoon against New England. So let's see. You really can't. Let's see what the injury report looks like after that game. There's always a potential for something to happen. I'm not laying double digits in the NFL. You could maybe use Kansas City in a teaser. I have no interest in Las Vegas as Gruden got his ass coached off on Sunday, which is not unusual. He should have stayed in the booth at ESPN. Liked him much better calling Monday Night Football in Las Vegas. Still got issues. Got a lot of talent, but got issues. New England opened up at 10 and 48.5 against Denver, and they're 8.5 and 48.5 right now on these lines. You'll get more lines and more of a feel for that once the Monday night game is over. See if anybody else comes down with COVID. Cam Newton probably won't return. You can't rely on Hoyer to carry your team too far. Denver, on the other hand, is on a third-string quarterback, and they've got injury issues out the wazoo. New England in a teaser, if they're halfway healthy. Washington taking on the LA Rams at home. They are a 9-point underdog, and 45.5 opened up at 9.5 points. LA did, the Rams. I can only look at Washington. And notice one thing in Washington's defeat. Their quarterback, Haskins, is playing better each and every game. FYI, their defense isn't that bad either. Although they caught Baltimore in a very, very bad mood after getting their ass whipped on Monday Night Football in their home stadium by Kansas City. And I mean a behind-the-shed wood beating. A behind-the-woodshed beating. Let me put it to you that way. Jacksonville taking on Houston. Houston laying 6.5. Total 54. Jacksonville could even cover a teaser against Cincinnati. That line surprises me a little bit. I thought that'd be around 4. I'd look at the underdog, believe it or not. One of those tough pills to swallow. Buffalo taking on Tennessee. The look-ahead line in this game was 6.5 and 49 in favor of Tennessee. There's one book that has it out right now. That's Buffalo -1. Total 49. Buffalo is one of the top 6 teams in the league right now. Quarterback's playing top 4. Allen. A lot of people were down on him. I watched him in college at Wyoming. He's a good football player, and he's getting better. Each year, he's gotten better. They've surrounded him with some good people. They got a good 1-2 punch at running back. Diggs is a stud. Beasley's a playmaker. Allen's a playmaker. I can only look at Buffalo in that game. Tennessee, all this COVID, you don't know what their mindset is. I'll be on Buffalo in that game if I was you. Arizona and the New York Jets. You think maybe Kingsbury could outcoach Gase? If you can't, you need to shoot yourself in the head with a revolver. New York's a mess. Darnold gets a lot of heat. He's playing good. He's got no offensive line, no running game. They're teeing off on him every play. He's a tough kid. He stands in there. He makes plays under massive duress. I'm not so sure Arizona can get to him. Their defense looked like a monkey humping a football. They couldn't get a lap dance to Spearmint Rhino with a fistful of hundreds yesterday. Horrible job coaching by Arizona. Horrible. Just undisciplined, horrible. Murray's in a funk. He'd probably run wild on the Jets defense. I'd take Arizona in a teaser, but I wouldn't lay 6.5 on the road with them the way they played. Back-to-back roadies to the East Coast, too. FYI. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Philadelphia on Sunday night was a team I'm not familiar with. At all. The line in this game is Pittsburgh -7, total 44, now total up to 45. You'll notice one thing, as bad as the 49ers played, and Doug Peterson coached off, I keep hearing about how great at coaching the 49ers have. Shanahan, the defensive coordinator, blah, 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 this young talent. Doug Peterson coached his ass off last night. Yeah. But notice Carson Wentz was running for his life. Every play. And I'll guarantee you right now, Pittsburgh's got a better defense right now than the 49ers have with all their injuries. Steelers got a very underrated defense. Going to give them a lot of problems. And Pittsburgh with a week off, too, because of this COVID game with Tennessee. They'll be ready, well prepped. Pittsburgh in a teaser all the way. I'll guarantee you that'll be half of my premium teaser this week will be the Steelers. And probably everybody else on the planet. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Baltimore laying 13.5. My line's just refreshed. Still 13.5. Total was 46. Now it's at 52. Burrow playing pretty good. Mixon running the ball good. Ravens, yeah. They caught a weak sister this week off a woodshed beating against Kansas City the week before. Now they're at home taking on Cincinnati, division foe. How double-digit favorites do this weekend? Ask yourself a question. I can only look at the underdog. San Francisco laying 8 points, total 46.5 against Miami. Write this down and tattoo it to your girlfriend's ass. Miami. Miami will give you a ball game. They play hard 4 quarters. Fitzmagic likes to throw picks. They gave Seattle, who's one of the best teams in the NFL, all they wanted. The final score was not indicative of how well Miami played them in that game. They just gave up some big plays. Right now, San Francisco's not capable of big plays. Unless they're going to Kittle for, and him breaking, tackles after the catch. They're not going to do much. Poorly coached last night. I think Miami give them a ball game. Giants and Dallas. Dallas laying 9 total, 54. Take the over. I have not seen a defense as bad as Dallas in at least 10 years in the NFL. That's how bad their defense is. Their offense, one of the best in the league. Prescott made some throws yesterday that only a big-time stud NFL quarterback can make. He's got weapons all around him on offense. Defense, complete train wreck. You want to get rid of Marinelli? You got rid of him. Now what do you got? A big, huge dog turd in a cantaloupe patch. That's what you got. That's the worst defense in the NFL. You can't lay 9 points with Dallas against anybody. Even the Giants. Giants got a lot of offensive woes, Tony. Well, you know how to heal them? You play Dallas. I'm not laying 9 with Dallas against anybody. Horrific. Cleveland at home is a 2.5-point underdog against the Colts. My initial reaction is the home dog. Total's 47.5. That's about right. Nothing jumps off the page at me other than Cleveland. I'll tell you, yes, Dallas's defense is bad. But Cleveland is using imagination, discipline, and a balanced attack on the offensive side of the ball. You could see the coaching coming in with the new coach. You're seeing a better team effort. Bear in mind that the Colts don't have near the quarterback or near the offense that what Dallas does. Not even close. Dallas had a halfway decent defense. They'd probably be unbeaten. But they don't. I can only take Cleveland there. Minnesota, Seattle. Seattle -7, total 58 at home against Minnesota here. Opened up at 9, came down to 7 right away. Total was at 49.5. It's up to 58. Whew. My initial thoughts under. Remember, these aren't handicapped. It's just me and you taking a piss over a fence post, having a Pepsi on a Monday afternoon. Chargers, New Orleans. New Orleans -7.5 at home. Total 52 against the LA Chargers. Well, the big consensus play, I haven't seen the Circa or Westgate results of the contest here in Las Vegas. But everybody I talked to was in love. And I mean in love with Detroit this week after that big win against Arizona last week. Well, Arizona didn't have any coaching. New Orleans does. Peyton had them ready to play in that game. Breeze played a lot better. And no match for Detroit. Chargers, I think, will give them a ball game here. That hook on the 7 looks mighty tasty. And every week, this kid out of Oregon, is not doing too bad for the Chargers. They had some bad breaks there against that game against Tampa Bay. Now that New Orleans has won a game and put up, 30 or 40 points or whatever it was, close to 40, now it's time to get on the bandwagon and start laying big numbers with New Orleans? No, not yet. Those are my initial reactions, guys, to this week's opening lines. Week 5, don't forget, I got a show with Indian Cowboy every Wednesday. We put it out late Wednesday night that we break down the games with deeper handicaps, deeper insights, more time to assess what happened last week and handicap the games headed into this week. And that show comes out every Wednesday. Be sure and tune in to Docs. Take advantage of that free $60 and the link in the description below and get yourself hooked up with one of the best damn sports handicapping websites on the planet and 12 of the best handicappers around. Thanks for tuning in.